The signal arrived at 0347 hours, and it changed everything. Admiral Marcus Reyes stood on the observation deck of the Constitution, watching the anomaly bloom against the starfield like a wound tearing open in the fabric of space. 300 vessels, not scouts, not traders, an invasion fleet, and it had appeared exactly 40 light minutes past the marker buoy that read, in 6 languages and 1 universal mathematical code, "Do not cross. Human space. Final warning." "They didn't even slow down," said Colonel Diane Foster beside him, arms crossed, jaw tight. "Sir, that's the Vothari Dominion. Nobody's beaten the Dominion in 400 years. They've never fought us," Reyes said quietly. 2 years earlier, the Vothari ambassador, a towering, chitin-plated diplomat named Ral Kesh, had sat across from the Terran assembly and actually laughed, when told that humanity's borders were non-negotiable. "Your species has one homeworld," he'd said. "You have no fleet worth mentioning. You have no empire. What exactly do you imagine you are protecting?" The assembly hadn't argued. They'd simply repeated the warning, word for word, and let him leave. Now the Dominion had its answer. Down in the Constitution's command, Lieutenant Commander Ellen Marsh watched the tactical plot fill with red icons, wave after wave. She'd grown up in Tulsa, joined the Aerospace Corps at 18, and had never in her life expected to be the woman standing between 300 alien warships and the planet where her mother still kept a garden. "Ma'am, they're broadcasting," said a young ensign. "Universal translators got it." The voice that filled the bridge was deep, metallic, amused. "Terran vessel, stand down and be boarded. Your world will become the 11th province of the Vothari Dominion. Resistance is cute," Marsh muttered. Reyes keyed the comm open. "This is Admiral Marcus Reyes, Terran Defense Fleet. You were warned, twice, in writing. This is your 3rd and final notice. Turn your fleet around, or we will consider this an act of war and respond accordingly." Laughter crackled back over the channel. "With what?" "We have scanned your defenses, Admiral. 41 vessels. We have 300. This is not a war. This is a formality." Reyes didn't answer right away. He looked at the tactical display, at the deep space behind the Constitution, where nothing appeared to be happening at all. "You scanned our defenses," he finally said. "You didn't scan our resolve. That's the part that's going to cost you." He gave the order. What happened next would be studied in academy classrooms for the next 100 years, but at the moment, it looked almost anticlimactic. No dramatic charge, no wall of ships rushing to meet the invaders. Instead, the Constitution and her 40 escorts simply held their position at the border and waited. 90 seconds later, the Vothari fleet's forward line vanished. Not destroyed, vanished. Swallowed by a bloom of white light that hadn't come from any visible source. Sensors screamed. Then the second line went dark. Then the third. "Report," Reyes barked. "Sir," the tactical officer's voice cracked with disbelief. "That's not us. That's them. Their own reactors are cascading. Every ship in the front 3 lines just lost containment simultaneously." Ral Kesh's voice returned to the channel, no longer amused. "What have you done?" "What is this?" Reyes stepped forward, hands clasped behind his back, the way his father used to stand at the fence line of the family ranch in Montana. Watching weather roll in, he already knew how to survive. 2 years ago, you told us we had no fleet worth mentioning," he said. "You were right. So we didn't build a bigger fleet. We built something else." He nodded to Ellen Marsh, who tapped a final command into her console. Every human vessel along the border, all 41 of them, was equipped with a device the Engineering Corps had nicknamed the Doorman, a resonance field tuned, after 18 months of brutal trial and error, to the exact harmonic signature of Vothari drive cores. It didn't fire a weapon. It didn't need to. It simply reached across the gap between ships and reminded the invaders' own engines that they were, at their core, barely controlled explosions, Humanity hadn't outgunned the Dominion. They'd made the Dominion's guns turn on themselves. "You cannot do this." Kesh's voice was smaller now. Human ears could hear the fear even through translation. "This violates 17 conventions of, you crossed a marked border after 2 written warnings," Reyes said. "We didn't break a convention, Ambassador. We defended a promise. There's a difference, and today you're going to learn it." The remaining 240 Vothari ships began reversing course before Reyes even finished the sentence. 6 hours later, the border was empty again, marked only by drifting debris and the quiet, resolute presence of 41 Terran ships holding the line exactly where they'd been holding it for 2 years. Ellen Marsh sat alone at her station, hands finally steady, and thought about her mother's garden 300 light-years away. Still there, still safe, still hers. Reyes stood at the viewport a long while, watching the wreckage catch starlight. "Signal Earth," he said finally. "Tell the Assembly the border is held." Foster looked over. "That's all you're going to say?" "We just turned back an empire, sir." Reyes allowed himself the smallest smile. "We didn't turn back an empire, Colonel." He looked out at the stars, at the vast, dark, unclaimed space still waiting beyond the marker buoy. "We just reminded one that some lines don't move." Not for anybody. Behind him, the buoy drifted on, patient and unchanged, still broadcasting the same 6 words it always had: "Do not cross. Human space." Final warning. For the first time in 400 years, the Vothari Dominion believed it.